Well, hello, hide and seekers. My name is John Edwards, and I welcome you all to another episode of Hide and Seek Paratalk Beyond the Realm. Well, tonight we are going to be talking all things paranormal, and we will discuss the week that was, the latest paranormal investigation that we conducted last week in the gold mining town of Walhalla. What an amazing little township it is. So, a little bit about Walhalla. Walhalla was formed as a gold mining town in the late 1862, when the first gold was found. With this came along the long tunnel gold mine that was formed in 1863. Now, with that, at its peak, there was around 4,000 residents that resided in the town of Walhalla. Now, with the gold dwindling, the mine closed in 1911. Therefore, the town's population now stands at just 20 residents. That's right, hide and seekers. It went from over 4,000 residents having 15 pubs down to just 20. It was just an amazing location. Now, it's situated in the southeastern region in Gippsland. About 2.5 hours out of Melbourne. But it is an amazing place, and I highly recommend it. Now, we weren't there to find gold. We were there to try and find the answers to the unknown of what so many people are in search of. There's been numerous reports of paranormal activity throughout Walhalla itself, not just confined to the small buildings that the town has to offer, but the main road in the town is just as active. It was absolutely unbelievable. And we look forward to bringing the investigation to your screens, which should hit our YouTube channel in around 48 hours. Now, hide and seekers, remember, you must jump onto YouTube, type in Hide and Seek Paraquest, like, share and subscribe so you don't miss any episode that we bring to your screens. Did we find any evidence? Well, again, jump on, enjoy the show, and we'll let you decide for yourself. Now, with our investigations, we solely conduct the investigation to bring you the truth. Again, as I mentioned in many episodes, we will not put any post-edit to fake any activity whatsoever. If it's not there, we will simply move on and find another location to investigate, and hopefully we capture some evidence then. But again, we will never ever do any false post-edit. It's not on our blood. Now, if any of you want to conduct your own paranormal investigation at Walhalla, all you got to do is go to trybookings.com and search for Walhalla Ghost Hunt /investigation and book a date. But please make sure that you select Ghost Hunt /investigation. Otherwise, you may book yourself on a wrong tour. And I'm sure Sally will look after you just as good as she did us. Our team fully enjoyed the whole night and the experience, and we can't highly recommend it enough. Now, unfortunately, Kel couldn't join us at the investigation. He actually took a fall the night before, so we actually had the space to fill. So, hide and seekers, this is where you come in. Go to our YouTube and like, share and subscribe, because basically what I did, I had the space to fill and I wasn't going to waste it. So I jumped onto the YouTube channel, went through my subscription list, and I randomly picked one of our subscribers to come and join Hide and Seek Paraquest live on a full-on live paranormal investigation. So we had our lucky guest subscriber Nathan attend in Kel's place, which he was very grateful for, and I believe he enjoyed the night very much. Now, we're not going to give that opportunity away on every week. It's just impossible. However, every time an opportunity does arise, I won't waste it. I'll be going to our YouTube subscribers, and I will personally invite at random one of our subscribers to join us on future investigations. So jump on board again, like, share and subscribe, and who knows, you could be joining us live on an investigation somewhere soon in the near future. Also, this week, we have a subscriber giveaway. That's right. While I was there, I picked up a copy of the Valhalla Chronicles newspaper, which is, it's a really, really good, interesting read. And then also, I picked up a copy of the Valhalla Heyday book, which is actually out of print and no longer available for sale. So I'll be going through and picking 2 of our subscribers at random to receive those gifts. All you gotta do is place a comment in the comment box, whether you want to do a tour at Valhalla, whether you've got any recommendations for Hide and Seek Paraquest to go and investigate, or make a comment about the podcast, or it could be anything at all regarding paranormal. If you've got a tale to tell, jump on, let us know, and I'll be randomly giving them away. And they will probably close on Monday. But yeah, again, if you've got any paranormal investigation locations that you'd like us to investigate, jump on, let us know, and we will go from there. Now, also, we have got, what's that? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking about a paranormal tale, if you've got one to share, our phone lines are now open on 03 9132 9817. That's right, 03 9132 9817. I'd love to receive your calls and hear your fascinating paranormal stories. So, what's Hide and Seek got coming up? We're still working our way out to Ararat. We go to the J Ward, which is Victoria's most criminally insane jail. And then we're looking forward to venturing out to Barwon Park Mansion in Chelsea. We were supposed to be there last weekend, but unfortunately we had a late cancellation. So we had to reschedule that one. But yeah, we are so looking forward to getting out there. Again, it's one of the most frightening experience I've ever witnessed, personally, while conducting a paranormal investigation. There was so much activity. In fact, the actual the event got shut down. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting back out there. And then, obviously, we're still working our way through to getting into the locations for Hide and Seek Paraquest first international tour, which will start, weather permitting. Obviously, we're starting in the US, so I want to make sure that we're not walking around in knee-deep snow. But at this stage, that's going to be March onwards. But we have got a lot of investigations, a lot of episodes about to be launched on our YouTube channel. So please, again, if you haven't subscribed, it costs you absolutely nothing, but it does help Hide and Seek go a very, very long way. We really do appreciate all the support. We do get comments as well through our Facebook page, which is Hide and Seek Paraquest, and our Instagram. Our Instagram followers has grown immensely over the past 2 weeks, and Hide and Seekers, I really, really, really can't thank you enough. Again, without your support, we just can't carry on. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Hide and Seek Paraquest grow in the next 6 to 12 months. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So again, if you've got any paranormal tales to share, please call on 03 9132 9817, or if you're international, it's +61, take away the 0, so +613 9132 9817. I'll be ready to take your calls. Valhalla is a very, very interesting place. There was so many reports there was a distinguished gentleman in top hat and tails that's been sighted on numerous occasions walking up and down the main street. There's a bride in a wedding dress who was unfortunately left at the altar in the late 1800s, who was said to roam the main street also. But most importantly, most curiously, there was numerous reports of horses and carriages running up and down Main Street. And one of our team members actually alleged to have heard that while we were setting up the investigation last Friday, which is a very, very interesting. And we went to the Over Thunder where there's reports of music being heard by the locals on many occasions. We went to the old schoolyard, which was very fascinating. And then we ventured out to the Long Tunnel Mine, which one of us had a interaction with. I think it was an old gold manager or miner manager, which we actually caught on camera, which is very exciting. But guys, Hide and Seekers, you're not going to be able to watch it unless you are subscribed on our YouTube channel. So jump on. Jump on your phones, 9132 9817, and I would love to have a conversation with you. I'm just trying to think what else happened. So as we were setting up the equipment and all our cameras, we had it was an old telephone on the wall, which is obviously not connected, and we were doing a piece for video, and I actually had a bit of a disgruntled moan come through the line, which it sort of put a shock through me, and I just weren't expecting it. And then from there we had a door slam, which the door was actually quite a heavy door on a door closer, which makes sure that the door does close at a slow pace, but the door was actually slammed shut with no explanation. We had a couple of taps, we had a lot of EVPs. Hopefully we would have caught on the Zoom H8 with being quite powerful. I'm sure it would have caught that, but we're still going through the footage. And again, we'll bring that live to you. Well, not live, so we put that on our YouTube channel, Hide and Seek Paraquest, in around 48 hours from now. We're just doing the final touches, and we'll go from there. So that is what happened in the week that was. Now, the week coming up, we are booking in, hopefully next Friday or Saturday. We'll be doing 2 investigations, which we look forward to announcing those. Again, they're going to be in Victoria. We've got a whole new list of merchandise coming on. Oh, we've got a call. Just 1 second.
Incoming Uconnected call. Press.
Hello, thank you for calling Hide and Seek Paratalk. What's your name and where do you come from? Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Hello, is anyone there?
John.
Oh, yes. Hello. I'm not sure what happened then. What's your name and where do you come from?
It's Ian, mate. How are you?
Oh, Ian. Yeah, good, mate. Good. I was just not sure whether you tuned in or not, but I was just talking about the investigation we conducted on Friday in Walhalla.
Oh, what an amazing place, mate. I mean, even the arrival, we didn't really expect much of it being an outdoor location. Personally think, it would sort of be going on with resistant energies and things like that because we're not in things and whatnot, but just you got a feeling driving into town, the energy sort of changed. Obviously, a bit of a misty night, and the atmosphere was just electric.
Oh, it was, and as I say, it was sort of when we booked it, it was one of those things. Are you going to get much from outside? But again, it was it was quite surprising, and it was very enjoyable. I mentioned about where I was on the phone, and we had a bit of a disgruntled voice come through the phone line there. Now, I didn't mention it, but you actually heard the phone when I was setting up. Apparently, is that correct?
Oh, that's when we were setting up. I'm not even sure if you were filming at that point or setting up cameras and stuff like that. But inside the room, there was a really bad feeling of negative energy. And it felt like we were being watched. And I actually thought at the time that I heard voices. And then that was confirmed by one of the other team members with us, but only the two of us appeared to have heard it. It's only later on when you was having the phone and all this and talking to the Sally from Valhalla, and you actually wound the dial around on the phone where the numbers are, and Spring took the dial back to its original position. The actual winding noise is actually what I heard. That actually confirmed for me, and for me that was mind-blowing because there was no one on the phone. You've got to physically turn it, that noise to be made, and we hadn't even started investigation yet, and things like that were happening.
Yeah, and I just say, yeah, it was while I was setting everything up. So I really, I was in the mindset, okay, I just need to get all the cameras in the right position, make sure everything's all turned on, ready to go. And when you mentioned what you heard, I was like, oh wow, it's a really good start to the evening. I think with the investigation progressed, and we went obviously the rotunda, the schoolyard, outside the church. And then we went obviously onto the mine without giving too much away to the Hide and Seek listeners or viewers at the moment. It was just interesting because the activity just didn't seem to want to stop.
I was absolutely minded by the fact that we're in the middle of a street, in the middle of the Victoria Mountains, so to speak, and you got people you can hear footsteps behind you on the road, and you turn around and then there's nobody there because there's no presence about. There's nobody about. So you can't say, oh, someone's following, there's kids following me, or because there's nobody. And then as we move further forward, and things were actually, for me, felt like it was getting worse, and the activity actually started to increase. So much so to, I remember, was with Sally, that I saw something zip across the road behind me. And for want of not jumping to conclusions, everyone's feeling a bit uneasy and all that kind of thing, I thought, that's one of the boys from the lantern. And it's Sally from Valhalla who actually said, oh, see the white thing zip across the road? And I'm like, I did. And that confirmed that. And I didn't want to put words into people's mouths, but it was confirmed from someone else who also saw the same thing. And the further we got down the road, the more things were occurring, and the feeling was getting worse and worse and worse.
It's it. And that's when it actually went across the bridge, which was barricaded. We actually couldn't access the bridge. But again, Sally was amazing. Like, we were in a rotunda, and you were speaking. I think you were taking photographs at the time, and you were saying you were taking photographs on the left-hand side, and you said, oh, "Have you just seen something?" And I believe Sally said, "Yeah, I almost expected someone to, walk up the wooden steps there."
Yes, correct. I had a feeling. You sort of got a feeling. I don't know whether that was, because we're up at the top and we're actively looking for things, But I just got the feeling that something, wanted to come up them steps.
Yeah, it was certainly.
You just also feel like it would.
It was certainly interesting, especially because it was a long weekend, and now normally, obviously we were in the township, so we weren't out in the high country, but there's normally hundreds of four-wheel drives, but I think we've seen probably 5 or 6 four-wheel drives come through. So the main street was very, very quiet indeed, considering it was a long weekend.
Oh, it was. You could hear a pin drop from a mile away,
Absolutely.
But I think the location itself, the actual visual, was amazing, especially in the dark, and the whole feel about it. You can feel and you can appreciate what they went through years and years ago with, the gold rush, a lot of devastation with illnesses and smallpox, and a lot of kids died and things like this, and a lot of things went on in that town. For such a small town, it's got although it's got quite a golden and a happy past, it's also got a torrid past. And for me, those are still lingering on for sure.
Especially, what I was surprised about when Sally said to us, like, we knew obviously there was over 4,000 residents at the peak, but I was quite surprised when she said that there was 15 pubs that service Valhalla at that time.
Well, that just shows you how many people were up on the golf fields at the time, and you know, the energy that would have been created through time from all of them people every week doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that it's got such a you know, quite a active
Past.
township, really, with energies and the spirits and stuff. And obviously, not just from the things I experienced, but the stories and the things that Sally does on a weekly basis with the ghost tour it's just phenomenal. The amount of stuff that is happening day out in Valhalla is not to be missed by anybody, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. You know, especially when we got to the mine, you know, when the activity we had, which, you know, I'm looking forward to obviously uploading that on our channel so our hide and seekers can watch it for themselves. You know, it was.
The hide and seek viewers, mate, won't. Yeah, that's quite a good one, and I hope we've got it on film. You know, and Sally actually said that it was quiet at the night in regards to activity, but we did get inside the mine about maybe 3 or 4 meters behind the locked off door where the mine tours start. Obviously, it's locked up tight and we can't get access. About 4 meters in, the board with all the mine keys on it for different sections of the mine. It's like a safety board. It's got all the keys on it.
Yeah.
And I remember asking out loud if the spirits around, could they start moving the keys? And I've been through this by Sally because on occasion before, they've managed to get it happening. And lo and behold, it happened. And we asked to stop moving the keys and it stopped. And then we asked to restart moving the keys and it started. And there was no wind, there was no breeze. It was a really night weather-wise. And that was an amazing to see.
Look, it was, and look, to be honest with you, Ian, at first, you know, I heard Sally talk about, you know, what's been documented before, and straight away I was thinking, well, that can be debunked. You know, the air and that wind tunnel that mine would create would be huge. But then once you actually looked at the keyboard, and they all weren't moving, they were still. And until you asked the question of if there's a spirit or entity there to communicate with us by moving the keys, and he started moving, that's what piqued my interest. Because
well, the actual thing, the thing that is really important, what happened is there was 5 or 6 sets of keys on that board. It was the middle one that was moving. So if that was wind or breeze or air pressure, to me, it would be the end ones that would move in first, and they were still.
But you think they all would? Because they were only those plastic little key fobs.
Oh, they all would move, correct.
You know, so...
You're exactly right. But it was just the middle one, and it seemed to be on request.
Absolutely. And that's what, you know, I was actually gobsmacked, to be honest with you, once we said, okay, what about the second one, third one, and so forth? You know, to have... And then the thing is, once you ask that question, the one that was moving just stopped. And the relevant one that we asked them to move started moving. So, you know, it wasn't a case of, okay, well, now, you know, the wind stopped and, you know, another key's moving. It was the minute we said, okay, what about number 1? You know, key 2 stopped moving instantly. And then number 1 started shaking. You know,
that crazy, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm looking forward to getting back there. And look, we probably will. We'll ask the Hide and Seekers when we go live when we put the episode on our channel. You know, we'll ask them to place comments in the comment box and see whether they want us to go back and do an episode too. Because I really think if we go back, I think we get a lot more activity than what we did the first time, which is, again...
I think it's definitely a hotbed in my eyes and in my opinion. And I think if you're back there, then, you know, you're only going to win. You're going to learn more. You're going to hopefully catch more on film and your EVPs and all that kind of thing. And, you know, I think it's a location that's not too far from home as well.
Yeah.
And easily accessible for us. And obviously we want to support the local township and Sally and the tours.
Yeah.
And, you know, get a bit of money back into the town and whatever.
Absolutely.
But I will say one thing, I don't think you mentioned, is don't try this at home, because it's actually quite a dangerous thing to be in and involved with. And so much so to the fact that we went to the Valhalla Cemetery, and because we're particularly interested in the way it looked and the history of it and all that kind of thing. And obviously, we've been told stories, things that happened at the cottage that enters the cemetery and graveyard or whatever.
Yeah.
And we also heard a story about the cursed grave. Now, we were advised, don't take any pictures near the cursed grave. Things have happened to people in the past who've had the photograph taken there. There was one guy who took a picture with the old school cameras to develop film. Took about 4 or 5 pictures of him driving out of Valhalla. He had a heart attack and he died, and then they brought him back, and then he got to hospital and nothing happened again. And, touch wood, he's alive today still. But when they got the photographs developed, he was missing from all the photographs. And I think there's a lot of stigma attached to it, and do you know what? I warn you about something, don't do it. And because of that, we actually decided, out of respect and out of safety, we would give that part a miss on the night. And I think people have got to think, really think about what they're doing this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And take it one step at a time and be safe,
Oh, and that's even though we go to all these places, and I say you were there when we first, co-founded Hide and Seek Paranormal Research back in 2005. Some of the places we've been to, you really, really have got to be careful. And going back to the cemetery, at that point, I think it's about 12:30 at night. It was pitch black. No way, and you can go there every day, and it's that steep. You just gotta watch your footing. So for health and safety, it was just too, it just weren't worth it. But saying that though, I went back to get some footage of the drone, because obviously when we arrived, it was quite dark, and I was going through the footage record on the computer. Now the main street footage is there. But all the footage with the cemetery that I took on the drone, it just won't open. It just says come up to file. But, I'll leave that as it was. And I've gone into it. I think it still says the exact same format, MPP4, like the Main Street one. But whatever I've done, I just can't open it. So, yeah,
it's very strange. It's very strange. And they're playing with you, mate. They are playing with you.
Well, but, most of the time, because I actually went through...
got that thing about it,
Oh, it's a stigma. And, with the James Marshall grave, I didn't go right over it, but I did bring the drone enough so you can read the headstone. But again, I just cannot for the life of me get it to play. But yeah, that'd be interesting. And, we leave that to the Hide and Seekers and see what they think, and let them decide whether it's paranormal or not. But it's certainly going to be a fantastic episode. And I can't wait to bring it to your screens.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happened and what we caught and all that kind of stuff. And I think what we could look at doing next time is try and run a live and get people involved on the Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and if they see anything, they can comment or they hear anything and get involved that way as well.
Yep,
it'd be a good idea for the Hide and Seek.
Yeah, absolutely. Get them involved while there. And look, I know that you did say to me a couple of times, jump on live and go on Facebook and whatnot. But I think with trying to focus on filming and and pretty much where you're walking, again,
you're very, very immersed in the task at hand, and we had a lot going on to sort of keep concentrating and focusing on that and doing what we're there to do,
Yeah,
and we just didn't have enough hands at the time, and next time we'll make it happen.
And absolutely, and again, obviously we didn't have enough fans, we had the guest subscriber there with as well, so we had to make sure that he was safe and comfortable also. And I think if we,
that's right.
It's funny,
I remember speaking to him at the beginning, the little things going on at the beginning, and then the thing with the phone and the door banging. And he looked at me and he's like, this is for real, mate. It's happening. I'm like, yeah, I think it is.
For sure. And
I think he really enjoyed himself,
Yeah.
Like, what a lucky experience for him.
Oh, absolutely. And, he fully enjoyed it. And yeah, he was very appreciative of the call, inviting him in. And again, once, obviously we can't do that every time, but if the opportunity does arise, we'll certainly be there, and hopefully we can invite other hide and seekers to come and join us also.
No, well, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it, mate. That's it. I mean, look, over the years, we've been in some big situations. We've been in some bad situations. We've been in some silly situations with this paranormal stuff. And I actually think Valhalla is actually up there one of the best locations we've been to, not in a nasty way, but as activity goes, and especially not being inside the buildings, I think it was a mind-blowing place to investigate.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Well, Ian, I really do appreciate you calling me. And yeah, hopefully we'll have you back very, very soon on another Hide and Seek Paraquest investigation. I'm going to call it there. And we will be back live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on, the Hide and Seek Paraquest Paratalk podcast. We will be streaming on Spotify as of next week as well. So yeah, you can always jump on the app and download that and listen to it in your car also. So Ian, thank you very much for joining me this evening, and I will look forward to speaking to you soon.
No worries. Till next time.
Take care, champ. Thank you. Bye. So there you go, Hide and Seekers. It was, as Ian said, it was an absolutely fantastic investigation with some unexpected activity. But I think I've let open the bag too much and give you a bit of insight what entailed in that episode. So please, I know I've asked you before, but we are only as strong as our supporters. So I hope you jump on YouTube and support us by subscribing, liking, and sharing it amongst your friends. Don't forget our giveaway of the Valhalla Chronicle and also the Valhalla A-Day book, which is obviously out of print and unavailable to purchase. So just put a comment in the comment box, and by next Sunday evening, I'll be contacting one of our subscribers and getting the details where to send them to. Well, until next time, my name is John Edwards. Don't have nightmares,